Let's start with judge number one, who was essentially harboring illegal gang members in his home who had become family friends. And when they were investigating where to arrest this man, they located him inside this judge's house, which led to the judge resigning, ending his career effectively. And also, it could lead to even a further ban, is what they've presented, right?
That's right. So we have this individual who entered the U.S. unlawfully in 2023 on December 15th in Eagle Pass, Texas. That obviously was one of the biggest points for illegal immigration within the Biden administration. And then he was released into the country 3 days later, pending removal proceedings. But due to the overcrowding at the prison, he was let go. He made his way from Texas to New Mexico, where he met this judge. They said that he originally became a handyman, but they became friends with him. He was living in the guest house there, but was a gang member. And federal authorities tracking down these people that were caught and then released and never showed up for their deportation hearings, led them to New Mexico, where they found him when they went to arrest him at the home of this New Mexico judge, this state judge. Now, that judge resigned from the bench because of the scandal of having a Tren de Aragua illegal immigrant living in his home. But then he was banned for life from the New Mexico Supreme Court of serving as a judge ever again. But it didn't stop there.
Yeah.
Now, federal authorities have arrested this judge that was harboring an illegal criminal gang member in his home just last night. So he and his wife were arrested in New Mexico, and he will not be on the bench in New Mexico anymore, but may be facing very severe penalties in federal court coming up.
All right, that's part one. Let's move our attention to the state of Wisconsin, where there's another judge involved in another situation similarly. Maybe not living with him, but not too far off.
So this happened in Milwaukee, and this was another state judge. So once again, these aren't federal judges where they get a lifetime appointment. Many of these have an election if you're a local judge, things of that nature. So these are in the state court systems. But this judge is now arrested for obstruction of justice charges by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This happened this morning. And there was actually a tweet that went out about it from Kash Patel, but then it was removed. But now we've been following it. Many news outlets are getting confirmation from law enforcement sources that this is indeed the case. And this judge, allegedly, when the federal authorities showed up to arrest an illegal migrant that had a hearing at the courthouse before her, she didn't let the federal authorities know where he was or even try to say, hey, let me do my proceedings. She hid him, allegedly, in the jury chamber.
Hid, H-I-D.
H-I-D.
Yep.
Hid this illegal immigrant that was being sought by federal authorities in the jury chamber, according to the sources, and then told the federal authorities,
Go that way.
Like old Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
like,
Scooby-Doo.
And then the feds then found him when he tried to escape the courthouse and chased him on foot and were able to arrest this person. But that started an investigation by the FBI. And now it appears that this judge, Judge Dugan, was arrested Friday morning for obstruction of justice by hiding and concealing a migrant and telling the authorities, go that way. I saw him running over there. This is just absurd. And then it
doesn't even seem real. I mean, It seems like you said, like a comedy, like a Pink Panther.
Right.
There's a hacksaw Judge Dugan saying, "Go over there," and that's happening. When you hear these stories, though, it doesn't feel real. Feelings feel out of hand, and we were talking about this last night, Will and I privately. It just feels like the chaos that's happening right now can maybe start to be avoided. Maybe we could start toning this down and figuring it out. But the problem is you have activated a group of judges. You've activated a group of people on both sides who are taking normal civil discourse, throwing it out the window and saying, oh, we're going to hide people in our own homes. We're going to hide them in the chambers, let them run out the door. In Milwaukee, again, in Wisconsin, this is happening.
Well, and you have to think about the left loves to say that President Trump is creating a constitutional crisis. There are potential constitutional crises, but it's when there are people that are state judges in this country that are not just having the normal lawfare or having different legal philosophy and obstructing through the courts and being an activist judge. But in these cases, these two specific cases are actually conducting criminal illegal activity to stop the enforcement of our immigration laws. Like,
this isn't New York. This isn't Chicago. This isn't Los Angeles. You're talking about Milwaukee. You're talking about New Mexico. You're talking about places you were not really expecting to hear this kind of thing. You hear these sort of crazy night court scenarios coming out of those states. You don't hear it as much from Wisconsin. You don't hear it as much from Milwaukee. But Milwaukee has certainly had its share of visitors. Did you know the French missionaries and explorers were coming here as early as the late 1600s to trade with Native Americans?
I love that you're doing a history lesson here as well. You know,
it's actually pronounced Milwaukee.
You know who else visited Milwaukee? The RNC last year was in the great state of Wisconsin in Milwaukee.
Do you know what Milwaukee means?
I don't. I bet you'll tell me.
It's a Native American for the good land. It's Algonquin, actually.
Okay.
For the good land. Okay, if you get that reference, put it in the comments. I want to see that. Because Will doesn't. So now I want to see if you do. We are so excited to announce the ACLJ's brand new app, completely redesigned to provide you with the best tools available to partner with us at the ACLJ. You can watch the daily Seculo program, sign the petitions, customize your ACLJ membership experience, donate with the click of a button, and receive up-to-the-minute critical updates that the mainstream media can't censor. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to your phone's app store, search ACLJ, and click install. It's that simple.